How's it going, YouTube? Got FourthStarTCG here. It's been a long time since I've posted a video, but I am getting back into it. Hopefully this year I will be posting more consistent content, and we are kicking things off with a PSA submission. If you've been following the Pokemon space over the last several weeks, you've known that things are kind of starting to pick up a little bit. Modern products selling out, prices are going up. It sort of seems like we've seen this movie before for those of us who've been around for several years. So just in case history does repeat itself and we have another Groundhog Day, so to speak, and PSA gets backlogged again, I'm sending off a good amount of cards. So without any further ado, let's crack into it. I'm submitting, I believe, 66 cards to PSA this time around. And we'll start it off with a Groudon EX full art from Dark Explorers. This is a beautiful card. I love the old full arts, as anyone who follows this channel knows. This one is not in perfect condition. We've got some edge wear here, some edge wear down there. And when I say not perfect condition with edge wear, what I really mean is this is a pack fresh black-white full art card. So hoping for something like an 8 or a 9 on this card, which is still fairly valuable these days. I think I saw a PSA 8 sell for something like $300, which is very surprising. So this one's definitely going off to PSA. The start of this submission is going to be a Groudon-focused submission. We have the Groudon box topper from Hidden Legends. Beautiful Meteor Arita art here. Really like this card. This one's in pretty good condition. Hoping for a PSA 9 on this. Not really much on the back, however, there are some scratches on the hollow. So expecting a PSA 9 on this, would be very happy with a 9. Hopefully we don't go any lower than that, but still will be nice to get this card graded. I also have a Team Magma's Groudon Hollow from the EX Team Magma versus Team Aqua set. Again, love these old EX series cards, some of my favorites. This also is in pretty good condition, just a little bit of edge wear here and there, so hoping for a PSA 9 on this as well. That would be something that is I'd be very happy with. Moving on, we now have some full art cards from the XY era. Primal Groudon EX full art. Luckily, I do already have this in a PSA 10. However, I've got this one. It is in mint condition, probably not PSA 10 quality. So you can see there's just a little bit of edge wear and corner wear here and there. Down here especially, you can see that, just some dings along this edge and in this corner. So hoping for a PSA 9, would be surprised if we got a 10, but certainly not outside the realm of possibility. Centering looks good on this Groudon as well. Next up, I have a Kingdra EX full art. I think I pulled this myself way back when. It's been chilling in a binder for a long time. Probably not one of the most financially responsible cards to submit to PSA, but I love XY full arts, and this one is in really good condition. Again, pulled it myself, sleeved immediately. There is no edge wear on the back of this. Centering looks good, so I'm hoping for a PSA 10 on this EX full art card. That would be wonderful. I also have a couple of cards from the Mega Powers collection. I ended up opening one of these probably when it came out back in 2017, or maybe a little later afterwards. And again, the promos have just kind of been hanging out. Surprisingly, this Jolteon is not all that expensive in PSA 9 or PSA 10. But again, I've seen this movie before. I know what goes up. It's the Eevee-lutions. Everyone's crazy about that. So for this PSA submission, I grabbed every Eevee-lution I could find and tossed it in as long as it was in a reasonable condition. So we've got Jolteon EX. Again, this is fresh out of the box, and we are looking at a strong condition card there, hoping for the 10 grade. Another full art from the Mega Powers collection, Mega Lucario EX. This one's a little more expensive than the Jolteon. Pretty interesting. given that I would probably say Jolteon is more popular than Lucario. However, just interesting to see the way things work out. Mega Lucario is definitely a fan favorite. And we've got the Legends ZA coming up soon, which will reintroduce Mega Evolutions. That will be amazing. Next up, we have Bridget, full art from XY Breakthrough, I believe. It's just crazy. You know, this is 2015. That's 10 years ago now. That is really surprising to think about XY being 10 years ago. That was just about when I got back into the hobby. 2014, 2015 was when I got back in. So I remember opening XY8 in Japanese, opening Breakthrough. This Bridget, pretty good condition. Maybe a little ding here and there, but I would not be surprised if this came back with a 10. But again, you can never expect a 10 too much on cards. I'd be happy if this came back a 10. I think it's a 10 candidate, and that's as far as I'll go, especially on English cards. Next up, we've got a special delivery Charizard. I got this as part of the promotion when it first released. Only one of them, and I have the, luckily I have the Pikachu and the Bidoof already. Those are getting pretty expensive, especially the Bidoof, interestingly. But the Charizard is also going up in value, and definitely time to submit this card to PSA as well. Love the little happy Pikachu on Charizard's back. And this one, probably 10 candidate as well. I think that's that issue there is not on the card. That's on the card saver, the sleeve or something. But certainly possible for a 10, maybe a little bit of little ding there in that corner might bring us down from a 10 to a 9. But both my special delivery Pikachu and my special delivery Bidoof are PSA 9, so if that got a 9, it would complete the set. So we'll take that. I have a couple of Celebrations cards that I pulled when the set released. These cards were, the Classic Collection was plagued by bad centering. I have like a Shining Magikarp, a lot of other cards I think that are just not good centering. So I picked out a couple of Celebrations cards to submit that do have good centering, this Blastoise being one of them. Can never go wrong with a base set Blastoise. And again, pack fresh. Celebrations had fairly good card quality. Another one, this one I pulled on the channel. I blew me away when I pulled this. Just pulling an Umbreon Gold Star, so insane. Just a amazing experience. And one of the best ways to kind of recapture that nostalgia. So I absolutely love pulling this card, and we are definitely sending it off to PSA to get it graded, clean. Kind of insane to think about having an Umbreon Gold Star, but again, love that they did that reprint so that it's more accessible now. And it's not a direct reprint, obviously. It hasn't done anything to the original prices of the Umbreon Gold Star, but it's a great way to give fans access to a similar card for a much lower price. Now, I had the special delivery Charizard. I also have some other popular promotional cards. I have the Van Gogh Pikachu. These have been going up quite a lot. I think like, what was it? I think we're at $700 in a PSA 10, which is shocking to most people. Luckily, I was able to get a few of these when they came out. So I have 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 Pikachu with gray felt hat that are going off in this PSA submission. All of these seem pretty okay. I think there's maybe one that has a little ding in the corner or something. Centering looks good on most of these. Might be this one that has a ding in the corner. Not sure, but hoping for 9s and 10s on all of these. I think this is a great opportunity to send in some crazy modern cards, get them graded, and then maybe put that money towards a vintage card that I like. I still need to boost up my Gold Star collection and my English EX series collection. So that's what I like. The modern goes up. I can use my modern cards that I've stashed for a little bit to help pay for some older stuff that I like. Next up, we have an Apricorn Maker Full Art. I purchased this for the Himeno signing, but didn't end up getting it signed. We could only get 2 cards signed, or I only had the opportunity to get 2 cards signed by Himeno in Charlotte several years ago. However, I love this Apricorn Maker. It's such a good full art. It is in really good condition, and I'm hoping that PSA thinks the same. So we're sending off this Apricorn Maker for grading. Next up, we've got a Pikachu full art, the Trainer Gallery full art from Lost Origin. Love this artwork, really, really nice. Maybe a little bit off center, so if it doesn't come back with a 10, I'd probably pin it on the centering, as again, this is pack fresh. I pulled this myself. I think I pulled this myself at Baltimore, the regional championships where Koki Saito was signing. And I opened up a box of Lost Origin with some friends. So pulled that. I also pulled this Pikachu VMAX from the Trainer Gallery. Love that Pikachu with red there. Fantastic. So we'll send that one off as well. Another one pack fresh, very clean. Happy with that. And yeah, Modern's going crazy. So this Squirtle illustration rare, something about $200 in a PSA 10. Quite surprising, but again, I'll take it. I pulled this, I think my partner and I were opening some packs. I got lucky with a Squirtle, and it's going off to PSA. Absolutely love it. Great Mitsuhiro Arita artwork. Centering on this is again a little bit off. You can see top to bottom. The border on the top a little bigger than the border on the bottom. Still think it's within the range of a 10. Back looks very good, but wouldn't be surprised if this gets knocked down to a 9. Grading on these cards is a little more challenging than you would expect for modern cards. So that is going to do it for the English cards that I am submitting. The remainder of this submission is Japanese. So starting off with the Japanese cards, again, I told you I'm bringing every Eevee-lution that I can find. I've seen this movie before. So we are starting this Japanese part of the submission off with 2 Annie's Espeon from the Theater Limited VS deck. Both of these cards I pulled myself out of a, I think one I pulled from a Theater Limited VS deck. The other one I got from a complete deck secondhand that wasn't sealed, but both of these are in really good condition. See the back, they are very clean, so hoping for 10s on these. Digging in with some more E-Series Eevees and Eevee-lutions, this awesome Eevee from Split Earth. My Split Earth set that I bought several years ago, probably in 2021, I think, or 2022, not exactly sure when I bought that. But I'm still pulling cards from it here and there to submit. All the holos and crystals and stuff have already been graded. Some of them have been sold, but I still have the non-holos, and again, these are all in excellent condition. So we've got the Eevee, got the Flareon, really nice, and again, these are all first edition and in really nice condition. Flareon might have a little ding in the corner there, so maybe we'll get a 9 on that Flareon, but still worth it, I think, to submit. Got the Vaporeon, really nice, clean on the back there. Jolteon, and these all had holo versions, and I only sold a couple of holos from the set. I did sell the Umbreon. That one was a 10. I think I got somewhere in the neighborhood of $1,500 to $2,000 for that Umbreon, and it stayed the same pretty much. So I think that was a good sale for me. But here is the non-holo, the OG, or not really the. I think the OG Moonbreon is like Neo Discovery, but. Here we go. This is an Itsuka Nishida. It's an Umbreon. It's got a moon. There we go. Really, really nice. Just a fantastic artwork. So we will absolutely be sending this one off for grading. We're looking really clean on the back there. Gotta love it. All right. Last card from Split Earth that I am submitting is this Pikachu. Interesting Yukimori art. Love the Pikachu in clay. I love Yukimori artwork. And again, sending off the stuff that could go crazy. We all know Pikachu is a fan favorite, so we'll grade the Pikachus, we'll grade the Eevees. This is definitely the time to do it. Next up, I've got one E-Series Holo to submit, a Dragonite from Expedition, first edition Holo. Really like this card. This card is in relatively good condition. Got some dings here and there. I would expect maybe an 8 or a 9 on this card. That's what I would be very happy with, is an 8 or a 9. Definitely not going to get a 10, but that's perfectly fine. This is a beautiful, beautiful card, and I'm happy with it either way. Moving into the EX series, I have a few EX series cards to submit. Would not be a 4thStarTCG submission without a Japanese EX card. Pretty much got a guarantee that everyone has one. So this submission has a Suicune EX first edition from Magma vs. Aqua. This one is not going to get a 10. It's got just a little bit of edge wear here and there. You can see some down at the bottom where my finger is, along the side here, at the top as well. And it's a little bit off center. So hopefully we get a 9 on this card. That's something I would be very happy with. And again, the prices of these cards are trending towards the point where it's better to grade them and see what grade they come back with than just kind of letting them hang out in my deck boxes and in my closet. I have several cards from the silver and black deck kits to submit. I opened these a very long time ago. I might have the video on the channel, but this is just testament to why you always keep everything that you open and keep everything in good condition. These common Psyducks from the silver deck kit are like $200 each in PSA 10. Beautiful Miki Tanaka artwork. I just love that. That is so fantastic. Psyduck just chilling next to a beautiful sunrise or sunset right by the water, and that's awesome. And you got 2 of these in the silver deck kit, so I'm submitting both of them. So we will definitely, we're definitely cashing in on old 4thStar's good fortune for keeping these cards in good condition. So we'll be submitting 2 of the Psyducks from the silver deck kit. We'll also be submitting the non-holo rare Dark Dragonite from the silver deck kit. First edition, love that. Again, this is another card that, it was a non-holo at the time. It wasn't worth doing anything with, but over time, things become rare, things become worth more money. Probably was about, 10 years since I opened that silver deck kit. So over those 10 years, kind of insane, but things become worth it. So always keep all of your cards in good condition, store them so that they don't get damaged. And, if you stay in the hobby, good things will happen. I'm also submitting 1 copy of the Holo Dark Dragonite from the silver deck kit. This is an unlimited edition copy and is not in as good condition as the other ones. You can kind of see there's edge wear along the top, along the sides, along the corners as well. So I would expect that this card would get somewhere in the realm of a PSA 8. I think it's a little too far off to get a 9. But an 8 I would still be very happy with. I don't actually have a graded Dark Dragonite holo in my collection, and it's got this beautiful double holo that you can kind of see. There's a holo that goes all over the entire card, sort of a pixel holo, and then you've got the regular Cosmos foil that's over the Dark Dragonite. So hope you can see that double holo. It is just beautiful in person, and I really like this card. So happy to grade that one. Next up from the silver deck kit, we have a Dark Gyarados non-holo, first edition though. Very, very nice card. Again, very clean. Centering's a tiny bit off top to bottom. So if it does get a 9, that is what I would think would bring it down. But otherwise, it's a beautiful card. From the black deck kit, we have the non-holo Dark Tyranitar. I do have the PSA 10 version of this in my collection, which is awesome. Love that. And to round things out for the Japanese EX series, we have this Latias McDonald's promo. This promo is really nice. I love the artwork on this. I don't even know if this is worth money, but I think it's really cool. I love the Delta species, especially the Arita artwork. It's fantastic. And this looked pretty clean to me. So I'm hoping for a 10 on this. That would be fantastic. Now we are moving into the Diamond and Pearl era. I have a shiny Drifloon to submit. Beautiful Etsuko Nishida art there. Unlimited edition. Pretty clean on the back. I believe I graded this card initially and it came back with a low grade. It has some kind of interesting, I don't even know if I probably can't catch it here. You can kind of see it right there. So it's right above the HP 50. You can kind of see that little circle, right? Now, that could be an indent. I don't think it's I think it's like some hollow shift from like applying the psychic energy symbol, or like trying to gray out the energy symbol when they applied the foil over this card. But because it looks exactly the same size as that psychic energy symbol, right? But who knows? So I think I graded this card before, cracked it, gonna resubmit it. We'll see what they think. Hopefully we get a 9 or something on this card. But if it gets a low grade, I could see why. That doesn't go through the card or anything. It doesn't seem like an indentation to me. But it's just, you know, I highly doubt this card would get a 10, even though it's very clean. Next up, we have 2 Leafeon Holos from Dawn Dash. Again, can never go wrong with Eeveelutions in this market. These are beautiful, clean first edition holos. You'll absolutely submit those. Yeah, looking really nice there. All right, moving into the black and white era. I have several cards to submit from this era. First up, this insane Reshiram gold card. I got this in a trade with a friend of mine. This was sort of generally added on as part of the trade. This is not in very good condition. You can see there's a fingernail dent right there under 2013. On the back, we've got edge wear, corner wear, and so forth. So I'm hoping for a 5 or a 6 on this card, but just look at that hollow pattern. That is incredible, and I want this card slabbed for my personal enjoyment. This is not a grade for financial reasons. I'd definitely be better off just selling this card raw if I wanted to sell it, but this is such an amazing card, and this will add to my black and white full art collection. I'm completely done with the EXs, but I still have some remaining full arts to grab, and this will definitely help with that. Continuing with the black and white ultra rares, we have a Blastoise ultra rare. Picked this up a while ago, have not graded it because there is a little ding / dent in that top corner. Can't really see it. It's got some edge wear as well here and there, but it's also a Blastoise ultra rare from Plasma Gale, so at this point you just got to grade it. Things have quickly gone out of reach for me for a lot of these ultra rares in PSA 10. They're very hard to find in mint condition anymore. 2020, 2021, you could find them. Now, 2025, it is really hard. So you're kind of relegated to buying already graded copies, and those already graded copies are very expensive. So this, in whatever condition it's in, this is going to be part of my black and white ultra rare collection. So we will happily take that. Next up, we have a Terrakion Ultra Rare. Didn't initially grade this because it has some edge wear along the side. You can see it there. But again, prices go up, cards become harder to find. It makes more sense to grade these cards even if they won't get a PSA 10. So would be happy with an 8, would be happy with a 9 on this card. And for the first time, I believe I have not done this before in any of my submissions, I am sending off some black and white era holos. Now, I have a ton of these because I have thought for years that these are very reasonable purchases. You can look back at my Japan purchases and see me buying tons of these black, white era holos and EX cards. Because they're relatively rare, print numbers are relatively low, they're really cool cards, and they come in good condition because at least over the past couple of years, people haven't really been playing with them. So they're still in relatively good condition. They're cheap. You know, most of these holos I'd purchase for, 200 to 500 yen or something. And I've picked out a couple to see how they do and see what the market is for them. So I've got 2 Glaceon holos here, both first edition. I believe these are from Spiral Force or Thunder Knuckle, one of the 2 black, white 8 sets. Again, we're going all in on our Eevee-lutions here. These are really clean as well. I do have a lot of these black, white holos, but again, I've just picked out a few to grade and see how they do before I commit to spending a lot of money on grading all of them. There probably will become a time when I do that, but that time is not now. There we go. There's a big boy, an Umbreon black, white holo. The centering is off on this one. You can see left to right, the right border bigger than the left probably means we are in store for a PSA 9. Don't think that this is within the bounds for a 10, but hopefully we'll get the 9 because this is very clean otherwise. Also have a Giratina holo from Plasma Gale. I really like these 5-bin graphics arts, especially with the plasma in the background. I think they're very good on regular holos. Some people might not like this art style, but I'm definitely a big fan. Also, we have a Kyurem holo. This is one of my favorite black-white holos, and I have been buying this for a long time. I've got a lot of them in my collection, and hopefully I'll get one in a PSA 10 with this submission. So that Kyurem looking pretty good, pretty clean. So hopefully PSA sees it the same way. To round out the black and white era, I'm submitting a Jirachi EX Full Art Unlimited Edition from Megalo Cannon. This also has a little bit of edge wear here and there, so 10 is probably out of the question here, hoping for a PSA 9 on this. All right, we only have one card from the X and Y era, but it is a big one. It is the Yveltal EX Ultra Rare from the Best of XY. Truly an incredible card here, one that I really, really enjoy. I think this card I graded previously, it had a tiny little scratch on the back. I think that brought it down a little bit. I think this card should probably be a 9. I think maybe they might have given me something lower than that before. So we'll see how this card grades. Don't think it should be a 10 just based on that little scratch on the back, but I don't think it should be lower than a 9 because it really is just a tiny little, it's not a dent or an in-depth dent like was on the Reshiram. So hopefully we'll score a 9 on this. These cards have really gone up in value because people have kind of realized these are the original special arts. So got the beautiful Yveltal EX there. Moving into the Sun and Moon era, we have a Salamence GX from Champion Road. Big Salamence fan, as longtime viewers of the channel will know. So we'll send off this GX Full Art. Pretty clean condition there. Also have a Rayquaza GX from Sky Splitting Charisma. Awesome artwork there. Not really a huge fan of the Sun and Moon era regular full arts. I do more like the Sun and Moon era hyper rares. I think the texture is just better on them, and because the artwork is really not all that inspiring, the hyper rares really kind of are the things to chase. But for many reasons, I am not able to get too many of the hyper rares. I've tried to buy some of them. Some of them are in good condition. A lot of them, the prices just aren't there where it makes sense to submit them. But I do like this Xerneas. This is a really nice one, and we will get this off to PSA and see how it does. Also have a special art Silvally GX from Dream League. Just an amazing card. I'm still surprised that this card is relatively cheap. Dream League is an amazing set. I think all of these character special arts are going to be increasing in value probably sooner rather than later, especially with the introduction of trainers, Pokemon, and Journey Together, Battle Partners. We're going to be seeing the Team Rocket set soon. Yeah, so this is going to be, I think, is probably a good thing to buy now if you want to get one into your collection. Next up, we have Pheromosa and Buzzwole GX Special Art. Beautiful stuff here. This one is a little bit off-center. PSA is usually pretty harsh on these Sun and Moon centering cards. So I'm thinking that this is going to get a 9 just because you can see the borders a little off, even though it's not all that off. I think what PSA does is they measure like the outside border as opposed to the entire border, and because it's sort of split into 3, it makes it more apparent when the centering's off. But we'll see. Maybe it gets a 10, maybe it doesn't. You never know until the grades come in. I've got 2 Japanese copies of Apricorn Maker that I also bought for the Himeno signing but didn't end up using. These are beautiful cards, and again, really just hopeful to score hopefully 1 at least in a PSA 10. Big fan of all of Himeno's art, especially the trainers. The full art trainers are amazing. Next up, we've got a Guzma from, let's see, Ultra Shiny GX. So, Ultra Shiny GX, very popular set. Got some awesome full art trainers in there. Guzma, definitely one of them. A little bit off center. Centering's always a pain with these Sun and Moon cards, but we'll see how PSA sees that. Couple more full art trainers. Got an awesome Grimsley from GG End. This is not all that expensive. Again, another one where it's probably not the best financial decision to grade it, but I'm just doing it because I love the artwork and I love this card. Sun and Moon trainers, I think, are really well done. And as you've seen, I'm submitting several of them in this submission, and hopefully they will get some good grades. To round out the Sun and Moon era, we have a Channeler full art. Very cool. Reminds me of Hex Maniac in the XY era. Obviously not as expensive as Hex Maniac, but still a really cool card nonetheless. So very happy to send off the Channeler full art. And to finish things off, we have the Sword and Shield era. I'm submitting an Arceus V special art. This is a card I've wanted for a very long time, but only recently was able to purchase. And thankfully I got a really nice copy of it. Very clean. We're hoping for a 10 on this. Also submitting a Dialga V-Star Origin Form, the Ultra Rare from V-Star Universe. These Ultra Rare cards, V-Star Universe, definitely starting to go up in value. It's been several years, right? 2020, was it 2022? Yes, it was 2022, December 2022 that V-Star Universe was released. So just over 2 years. That's about the time frame for these Japanese sets. If you didn't buy V-Star Universe before this, I don't know what to tell you. So V-Star Universe, just a beautiful set. I've got tons of stuff from V-Star Universe that will eventually need to go off to grading. But again, V-Star Universe is one of the most graded sets in the history of the hobby, if not the most graded set in the history of the hobby. So no rush to grade stuff from V-Star Universe. Last but certainly not least, my partner is into card collecting as well. She's got a few cards that she's going to submit here. Submitting this Galarian Articuno V special art. Really, really nice. It's one of my favorite cards as well. I love the Galarian bird special arts. She was also lucky enough to pull a Charizard V-Star special art from V-Star Universe. We got some V-Star Universe packs, and she was lucky enough to get this one out of just some loose packs, which was crazy. So really happy about that. Really happy for her for this one. She loves the artwork, so this one's definitely going off. This is another card that's been going up in value quite a bit lately, so good to get it off for grading. Last but not least, she opened a Terastal Festival EX box and pulled the Raging Bolt Special Art Rare. So this one's going off for grading as well. Really nice. Pack fresh. Centering is awesome. So we're hoping for a PSA 10 on this one. So there we go. Just about 66 cards off to PSA in this latest round of submissions. And let's hope we get these back. Let's shoot for 6 to 8 months. I think that's probably reasonable. So I'll package these up, send them off, and you'll see the returns video at some point. There's still more content to be made on previous PSA returns, so I'm very much looking forward to getting back to making content. So thank you all very much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and stick around for more videos.